Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, how are you? So today we group 4 will present about modern subjects and complements. And we will be presenting about grammar rules and principles and feature specification on the complement values. The members of our group are first, Zanuba Aulia Arifah, second, Mutiara Zulfa Shifa, third, Sylvianita Cahyaningrum, and the last, Inayah Septiani. So, hope you enjoy it! Grammar rules and principles. As we have seen in the previous chapter, the arguments in argument structure are realized as the synthetic element specifier, subject of verb, and determiner of a noun and complements. The X rules control their combination with a relevant head. The rule 1a represents the case where a head combines with its specifier. Example, a verb phrase with its subject and a noun with its determiner, whereas 1b says that a head combines with its complements and forms a phrase. 1c allows a combination of a head with its modifier. As noted earlier, in order to guarantee that the head part of speech value is identical with its mother phrase, we need to introduce the category variable x and the feature part of speech. The part of speech feature is thus a head feature which passes up to mother phrase from its head daughter, as shown in 3.
This persuasion from a head to its mother is ensured by the following head feature principle. For the head feature principle, a phrase head feature example part of speech verb form is identical with that of its head. The head feature principle thus ensures that every phrase has its own lexical head with the identical part of speech value. The head feature principle will apply to any feature that be declared to be head feature, verb form being another. The grammar does not allow hypothetical phrase like the following. We have not yet spelled out clearly what ensures a lexical head to combine not just with one of its complements but with all of its complement elements. Consider the following example. C. A. Kim put the books in the box. B. Kim put the books. C. Kim put in the box. As seen from the contrast here and as noted in the lexical entry in 7. The verb put select two complements and must combine with all of its complements. We can also see that a finite verb must combine with its subject. A is putting the books in the box. B. Talk with Bill about the exam. Such combinatorial requirements can be formally stated in the revised grammar rules as given in 9. The grammar rules here are well-furnished conditions on possible phrase in English, indicating what each head combines with and then what happens as the result of combination. For example, in 9a, when a head requiring a specifier combines with it, we have a well-formed head specifier phrase with the specifier value discharged. In 9b, a head combines with all of its complement value. It forms a head complement phrase with no further complement value. In 9c, when a modifier combines, carrying the modifier feature with the head it modifies, the resulting phrase from a well-formed head modifier phrase.
These three grammar rules interacting with the general principle such as the head feature principle design grammatical sentences in English. Let us consider one example in a little more detail. The finite verb deposits selects a subject, a specifier, and two complements. The head feature principle ensures that the head feature part of speech values of the verb, its mother verb phrase, and as all are identical. When the lexical head combines with its two complements, the complement's value becomes empty, forming a verb phrase in accordance with the head complement rule. This verb phrase will still need to combine with its specifier in order to form a complete sentence. This kind of discharging mechanism is further ensured by the following general principle. The valence principle, VALP. The mother's specifier and complement's value is identical with its head daughters minus the discharge values. This principle thus ensures that when the verb phrase intent combines with the subject specifier, it forms a complete S in accordance with the head specifier rule. More generally, the valence principle ensures that each verb combines in the syntactic structure with exactly all and only the syntactic dependence that its specifier and complement's value indicate. Feature specifications on the complement values. Complements of verbs. Intuitively, English verbs have six grammatical forms. For example, the verb drive can take these forms: drives, drove, drive, driving, driven, to drive, in addition to the citation form. The present and past tense forms are usually classified together as finite, with all the rest being non-finite in some way. Using this division, we might lay out the forms as in 12. Types of English verb forms. The finite forms have three subtypes: present, past, and plain, which are typically realized as es, ed form, and noun respectively. The plain form, though identical to the citation form, is used for present tense when the subject is non-third person. The non-finite forms have the basic forms of base, present participle, past participle, and infinitive. This classification means that the plain and base forms are identical with the lexical base or citation of the lexeme. Even though the two forms are identical in most cases, substitution tasks by the past form or by the verb be can show us a clear difference. 13a. They write to her. B. They are kind to her. 14a. They want to write to her. 14b. They want to be kind to her. The verbs write and are and 13 are plain forms, whereas write and be and 14 are base forms with no tense informations. We also follow the fairly standard generative grammatical analysis of English infinitives, in which the infinitive part is a head to, which takes as its complement a verb in the base form. This has the consequence that there's only one verb in English with an infinitive form, to itself. With these classifications, we propose the following hierarchy of the values of the attribute of verb form. The classification of verb form values here means that the values of verb form can be typed, and those types have different subtypes. Sometimes we want to be able to refer to the type of a value, as in 16a, and sometimes to a particular form, as in 16b. The need to distinguish between finite and non-finite is easily determined. Every declarative sentence in English needs to have a finite verb with tense information. As in 17a, the student knows the answers. B, the student knew the answers. And C, the students know the answers. While 18a, the student knowing the answers, and B, the student known the answers. The unacceptability of the examples in 18 is due to the fact knowing and known have no expression of tense. They are not finite. This in turn shows us that only finite verb forms can be used, as the head of the highest verb phrase in a declarative sentence, satisfying a basic requirement placed on English declarative sentences. English declarative sentence rule. For an English declarative sentence to be well formed, its verb form value verb form must be finite. The finiteness of a sentence or a verb phrase comes from the head verb, showing that the finiteness of the verb form value as a head feature.
One thing we need to remember is that the two participle form present and past have many different uses in different construction as partially exemplified in Table 21 and 22. In Table 21, usage of the present participle ing form. For example, A. He is writing another long book about beavers. Writing ing as part of the progressive aspect construction. B. Broadly speaking, the project was successful. Speaking ing as use a sentence modifier. C. He is proud of his son passing the bar exam. Passing ing as use a gerundive construction. In Table 22, usage of the past participle on form. For example, A. The chicken has eaten. Eaten an as part of the perfect aspect construction. B. The chicken was eaten. Eaten an as part of the passive voice construction. C. Seen from this perspective, there's no easy solution. Seen an as use a sentence modifier. Talk strictly speaking, there are only two participle from English, which is have several function or constructional usage. Every verb will be specified for a value of the head future V form. For example, let's just consider a simple example like the student knows the answer. This V form phrase value will be projected to the sentence in accordance with the head future principle as represented in the following picture. The sentence have noun phrase and verb phrase. The noun phrase is the student. The verb phrase have two verb and noun phrase. The verb is nouns and the noun phrase is the answer. It is easy to verify that if we have knowing instead of knows here, the sentence would have the verb form ing and the result could not be a well-formatted declarative sentence. This is simple because the value ing is a subtype of noun-fin. There are various constructions in English where we need to refer to V-form value, such as A. The monkeys kept forgetting or forgot or forgotten their lines. B. We caught them eating or ate or eat or eaten the bananas. C. John made Mary cook or to cook or cooking Korean food. The following structure represents one example. The finite verb cap selects as complement of verb phrase whose V-form value is ing. The verb forgetting has the V-form value which is passed up to mother verb phrase in accordance with the head feature principle. The head complement rule allows the combination of the head verb gap with this verb phrase. In the upper part of the structure, the V-form value of the verb cap is also passed up to mother node verb phrase, ensuring that the V-form value of the sentence is a subtype of fin, satisfying the basic English rule for declarative sentence.
Complements of adjective. Two types of adjective in English in terms of complement selection: those selecting no complements at all and those taking complements.
Examples: an adjective like despondent optionally takes a complement, while intelligent does not take any complements. A. The monkey seems despondent. B. He seems intelligent. Adjectives such as eager, fond, and compatible each select a complement, possibly of different categories, for example, VP or PP. A. Monkeys are eager to leave the compound. The chickens seem fond with the farmer. The foxes seem compatible with the chickens. These are similar to the bottles. The teacher is proud of his students. The contract is subject to approval by my committee. One thing we can note again is that the complements also need to be in a specific verb form and prepositional form value, where prepositional form indicates the form of a specific preposition, as illustrated in example 29b until f. Just like verbs, adjectives also place restriction on the verb form or prepositional form value of their complement. Such restrictions are also specified in the lexical information, for example, and such lexical entries will project sentences like the following. As represented in this simplified tree structure, the adjective eager combines with each verb phrase infinite complement in accordance with the head complement rule. In addition, this rule also licenses the combination of the infinitival marker to with each verb phrase base complements, and the combination of the copula R with each adjective phrase complement. The head feature principle ensures the head feature, part of speech, and verb form are passed up to the final subject. Each structure will satisfy all the relevant constraints and principles. Nouns do not usually select complements, though they often may have specifiers. For example, common nouns like idea, book, beer require only a specifier but no complements. Yet there also are nouns which do require a specific type of complements, such as proximate, fate, king, desire, and bottom. A. They proximate to their next verb. Bills, fate in Fred's sister. The king of English. The desire to become famous. The bottom of the barrel. Although these complements can be optional in the right context, they are grammatically classified as complements of the nouns and should be represented in the following simplified lexical entries.
So that's all our presentation. Thank you for your attention and thank you for watching. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.